Speak the world, it's your boy Halucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Smack Talk episode. I'm back with the Smack Talks here in your face. Uh, I just mixed my whole wire, so doing my life going crazy. Back with another Smack Talk uh, here. Hating Daily Notebook. This is Smackdown, right? And yeah, didn't watch the show, but I watched the highlights. So I know sort of what happened. So of course, as always, like I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over the show a little bit about what they did. The pay per view is Sunday, Fastlane, leading up to WrestleMania. Got some things to go over real quick, so we're going to get into it. I don't really know the order. I think there was some order that I saw on other people podcasts and stuff like that. They have like order of the show, but I'm just gonna go and order it from the way, because there was like multiple stuff that happened during multiple times. So I'm just gonna talk about everything that happened in that part of the show, like together. So first thing that I'm going to talk about was the actual opening of the show, which was the Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax for the championship. Before the match, Sasha and Bianca had a war of words against each other. They were talking that mess. Bianca said, "Hey, don't go out there and mess this up for us. You gotta win. I'm not gonna be helping you." Sasha's like, "I don't need your help, boss." And then her music plays, and then Shayna's out there. Nia's out there with Shayna. This was some good. This was some good stuff. I liked what they were doing with this match. Sasha Banks is just fantastic. She's just really good. Nia got some cool stuff in there. She did a thing where she had Sasha in like a stretched muffler. She had her in a stretched muffler, and then she like swung her head on the turnbuckle, the bottom turnbuckle, which looked crazy. Then she tried to go for it again. Bianca comes out. She's like, "Hey, you gotta come on now. What are you doing with your life, Sasha? Get it together." And then Nia Jackson's just whale tailing on Sasha. She has her in another stretch muffler, and then not Bianca. Sasha gets like a reverse in. She like kind of stomps on her, and she does like a reverse meteor. Like, well, she's sitting down. She does like a reverse meteor on her, which was dope. She had like a nice reverse swinging DDT, and then went into the bank statement, and then Shayna and Bianca was having a jaw of words, and then Shayna goes in the ring. The ref uh, stops Bianca because Bianca's gonna go in the ring. She stops her, and then Shayna goes to knee uh, Sasha, but she ends up kneeing Nia, even though it doesn't even look like she was trying to knee Sasha. So we don't know what's going on there. And then Bianca tosses Shayna out the ring, and Sasha jackknife pins Nia for the 1, 2, 3. She wins. Nia's not a happy person. As Bianca helps Sasha to the back, she was like, "Hey, what are you gonna do to make this up to me? Because you kind of cost me this match." She was like, "I got you. I'm gonna take out Bianca tonight." So tonight happened. Later on that night happened, even though we already seen that match a million times, which was good stuff. Sasha was like, "Hey, yeah, I got your back, Bianca. I got your back. I'm gonna hold it down for you backstage because I'm not staying out here." So she goes in the back, and then they have the match. Nia Jax is just like, "Son of a biatch, you cost me my match. I could smack down women's shit." And then Shayna's like, "Come on, just hey, us two, hey, we're tag team champs." And then she tosses Bianca out there, and then Nia's like, "Ah, you cost me my championship." So she goes to leave, and then she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" So they're about to go at each other, and then as soon as Nia walks up the ramp, uh, the boat, Natalia, and Tamina, they attack Shayna and Bianca. the whole match is thrown off. Beat him up, take out Shayna, throw her over the announce table. Tamina's rocking her tribal tattoo. She's getting into her Samoan heritage part of her life, and they do double team moves on Bianca. It was like a super kick with another push to her, and then she did the sidewalk slam, and they stood tall. So that was perfectly fine. I like that there's tensions between, of course, Sasha and Bianca because they're opponents at WrestleMania. So I like the tension between them, and I like that there's a little tension between Nia and Shayna because I think Shayna is great, and I think she should be in WWE Championship Women's title. And this gives Natalia and Tamina something, get them in that tag team thing, get them in that conversation at Fastlane, make it a triple threat match. That's what I'm saying. Next up, we're going to go with the. Next up, we're gonna go with Profits Mysterios. We're gonna go with that match. Um, They had a match. Rude and Ziggler was on commentary. Pretty much, the commentary was like focusing on Rude and Ziggler not defending their tag team championships against the Profits. There was like, hey, they got to earn their way because it was like technically, they held it for over however many days. And then Ziggler was like, well, technically, they got the titles handed to them, and then we beat them, so technically, we're the champs. And the match itself was pretty, it was pretty decent stuff. Uh, I wrote down what happened. So what happened was uh, they had they was going back and forth, whatever. The Profits had the upper hand, compared to the Profits. There was like a 619 attempt for Dom, and then Montez Ford moves out the way. Boom, crazy clothesline on Dominic, and Dawkins had taken out Mysterio. He goes on, they go for like a doomsday, but Rey Mysterio like slides under Dawkins, attacks Montez Ford, and then while he still has him on his shoulder, Dawkins kicks Rey Mysterio out the ring, and then Dominic goes for like a sneaky little pin uh, on Dawkins for the 1, 2, 3, and they got a surprise win. It was funny because they were like, "How are we supposed to respect or give the Street Profits a title match when they just lost to the Kid? Like, how are we supposed to give them that? How are we supposed to give them the title?" And they was like, "Well, you're going to give Mysterio's a title shot?" They was like, "Yeah, we'll definitely think about it," which is hilarious. And then Apple Academy comes out. It was like, "Hey, you think that win meant anything? Nah. Over us, you want to get a tag team title shot over us? Nah, that's nothing. We already beat my man Otis. Big O already beat you, took you out, laid you out." And then they turn around and it's like, in profits. As soon as they turn around, Mysterio's beat him up, attack him, to do high flying jumping things, and come back to commercial. Obviously, another tag team match player. Street Profits are on commentary now. Them and Ziggs and Rudes are like jaw jacking each other. And another, again, decent match. This tag division is way better than the Raw one because this one has four and Raw has two, featuring Lucha House Party, which is also crazy because Retribution is also a tag team, but they pretend they don't even exist, which is it'd be like that sometimes. Um, but yeah, this one was cool. The Alpha Academy was obviously in control because Dominic and Rey Mysterio just had a match. They're getting their butts whooped. Um, they go for another 619. Uh, Rey takes out Gable, and then Gable uh, takes out Rey Mysterio, who then Otis just like chucks Rey on like the barricade, and then you saw Angelo and Montez go, "Ooh, that looked like it hurt." And Dominic goes for 619. No, give me that 619. Catches him in like German suplex position. And then they trade like pins, and then Gable picks him up. brings him over to Otis, who tags him in. He does his like rolling German suplex, nasty, looked fantastic. Dragged him over. Otis hits the second rope splash. 1, 2, 3. Alpha Academy wins. And everybody looks at the tag team champions like, hey, you gonna give them a tag team title shot? You gonna give them a tag team title shot? We give whoever we want a tag team title shot. We're the champs. Don't worry about it. Ain't no worry about. So yeah, that was all good stuff. Yeah, so they got those four. Plus when Jimmy comes back, they got the Usos, so they got five. They should have. I don't know how they don't have. First of all, I'm not even mention this, but they should have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We're not going to talk about that. They should have Murphy and Blake and Murphy. So that should be six. Raw, they have the Hurt Business. They have Lucha House Party. They have Retribution. They have the New Day. I'm assuming they'll eventually will have what's the face the Raiders when they come back. So they'll have five. So we'll see. Right now, it's only those two. Hopefully, Retribution, they get that tag team. They get the tag team thing up, and they have AJ and Omos, but I don't know. So that was good stuff. Next up, a little type of little mini segment. Seth Rollins comes out looking crispy, cream clean as always with the blue water waves shirt. Runs down Cesaro, saying that he deserved the attack that he got. It's not worthy. You know, he isn't main event material and all the good stuff. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and Seth Rollins, hey, Shinsuke, well, relax, time out, hold the phone, let's take a breather. You're better than you're better than Cesaro, man, because you embraced the vision. You was out there like everybody else, but you left. You respected like a man. Cesaro, no, you better than Cesaro. And then he grabs the mic. He's like, "Shut up." He's like, funny." And then he does the little reverse kick thing. He takes him out, and he's about to do the, hey, don't you do that? Come out there, don't you do that? And then he's like, yeah, man. And he goes in the ring, takes him out. Kinshasa. And they announced that Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura are gonna have a match at Fastlane. It's gonna be fantastic. Seth Rollins is going to win, but that just doesn't give him that match at WrestleMania. They're going to save their WrestleMania match for Seth Rollins and Cesaro, which hopefully, fingers crossed, Cesaro wins. I love that throughout Seth Rollins' like career, like he already had his WrestleMania moment. He's did the heist of the century. He won the WWE Championship at the main event. I think he's won the Intercontinental Championship. Like he's won so much. Now he's just like, now he's just having fun. Now he's like, man, I'm just gonna put on banger matches and just put people over. So good on Seth Rollins for doing that. Next up, thing that happened, uh, Sammy Sami Zayn is with his documentary crew, and Owens comes out and comes behind him and stuff like that. Sammy's so happy to see him. He's like, "Oh, Kevin, best friend, my guy. Have you thought about this documentary that we want you to do?" And, Kevin Owens is like, "Man, I don't know about this documentary thing. It seems like this thing you're all wrapped up in your head about there's a conspiracy, but I don't really see a conspiracy. I just see like you're just putting the blame and twisting it, to make it seem like you're right and stuff like that." And then he's like, "Man, he's like, yeah, coming from you, I wouldn't expect that." He's like, they're out to get people like us. And Kevin Owens is like, "Yo, who is us? Like, who is like? I don't understand who us is." He was like, he's like, "Okay, how about this? You just come out to the ring with me and watch my match with Corbin, and and if I'm going crazy, if you don't believe me, hey, then my bad. But if you believe, like, if I'm right, can you help a brother out?" He was like, "Yeah, I got your back, best friends, BFS forever." So they do a video package. They do like a 30-second video package, and they pretty much just did a whole thing where they said that Corbin and Sami Zayn is like the least anticipated match in SmackDown history. Nobody wants to see this match. Nobody wants this match, but for whatever reason, they're getting it anyway, and it's coming up next. That's hilarious. And then they have the match, and literally the whole match, Sammy tried everything under his power to like cheat. He like raked the eyes. He like gave him the thumb to the eye. He put his feet way up on the top of the ropes, and the ref is like, "What are you doing? You're cheating." He was like, "Come on, ref, count. What are you doing? You're being crazy." And then Kevin Owens is on commentary, like, I don't understand like what he wants him to do. Like he's cheating right in front of the ref's face. It's like he's grabbing a turnbuckle, and the ref is like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're acting crazy." He turns around, boom, hits him with the end of days. He wins, and then he goes. Sammy goes to Kevin Owens. Is like, "See what happened? You see that thing? You see they're trying to play me?" And he was like, "Dude, he's doing his job. He kind of tried to cheat the whole thing." And then he walks away. He's furious. And then Kevin Owens goes to talk to him, and then boom, Luva kick. Got him. And then yeah, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, the match that we all deserved to happen, that should have happened forever ago at WrestleMania, but now it's going to happen. It happened at Battleground. It was fire. They've had so many matches. This match is going to be great. I'm going to love it. Next up, what happens with Biggie and Apollo? They have the face to face. Well, it's not face to face. It's like the split screen, uh, one play, split screen interview with Michael Cole. And Biggie is serious. This is a heart attack. He's out there talking about, man, you done messed up. You wanted this match. You're gonna get this match, but it's not gonna be like a good. It's not gonna be good for you. Like you're gonna get this match. You're gonna get this work. I'm gonna decimate you. I'm gonna retain my championship, and I'm gonna pretty much. He's like, I'm gonna dismantle you. And he's like, that's what you're gonna deserve. That's what you're gonna deserve. That you're gonna get coming to you. And he pretty much, and Apollo was like, you know what I deserve. It was like, you're not gonna do that in front of me, in front of my ancestors, in front of my people. My people's gonna watch this show, and they're gonna watch me take what I deserve. And what I deserve is that Intercontinental Championship. Uh, I'm royalty. You know, his royalty is gonna beat him up. All that good stuff. Then Big E's like, you know what? All this talking, we're not doing this no more. He just takes off his mic. He was like, I'm gonna whoop that ass. So he grabs a golf cart that had his own custom golf cart. He drives, he drives. He's yelling all over the arena, yelling, "Apollo, where are you, Apollo? Yeah, you want to attack me from behind now? You gonna come get this work, Apollo? Where you at, Apollo? Yeah." And Apollo's like yelling at something. He sees him, yeah, Apollo, and he goes attack. Like he tries to drive off at Apollo, and he moves out the way. He gets out the golf cart, starts beating up Apollo, hit him with garbage cans, throwing him all over the place, left and right, popping him, beating him up, taking him out. And then refs come to stop Big E, and then Apollo's like, "I'm had enough." He's like, "I had enough of it. I had enough. I had enough of this." And then he takes he takes Big E's golf cart and he just drives away. Hilarious! I love everything. Fantastic. And the the main event that I shall talk about because I think there is nothing left. Domination. Yep, Sammy. Yep. All the lubricant. Yep. Stuff. Yep. So Edge does an interview during the beginning of the show. He pretty much talks about, hey, he did what he had to do. I would have did the same thing. He's an ultimate opportunist. But this match needs somebody who will call it down the middle. That's me. He puts over Jay Uso. He's like, Jay, man, he could be a top guy, main event guy. If he just like breaks away from Roman, he would be great. But I'm going to give him this match, and I'm going to be the one that's going to be the special guest enforcer because Brian needs a fair shake at the title. Sounds suspect. Brian comes out, pretty much talks about uh, what he's going to do to Roman. He pretty much he kind of mentions Edge a little bit to keep that thing going on. Roman comes out fantastic as ever. Paul Heyman's like, man, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna beat Roman. Gives Roman the right. He's like, And I wrote everything down that he says. Roman goes, he's like, Daniel Bryan, Bryan, DB, DB. He calls him DB because he knows him on first name basis. DB, you think you're going to tap me out? Tapping me out? You have a better chance of lightning flying out of his ass. Huh. Has a better chance than growing wings and flying out of here. He said it so much cooler than I did. But he pretty much said that he had a better chance of lightning flying out his ass than him winning. He had a better chance of him growing wings and flying. He said, no one has ever tapped me out and no one will ever tap me out. He said, especially someone like you. Um, he said he'd rather lose an arm than die in a ring than be tapped out to someone like Bryan. And then Bryan pretty much said that, everybody thinks they're unbeatable until they're beaten. Everybody thinks they're uh, unbreakable to broken down. And then he says everyone thinks they're untappable. And then Paul Heyman kind of looked at it like, tappable. He was like, until they tap out. It was like, you rather dying? He said, that's a little, above my pay grade. But no matter what, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do to you like I did Jey Uso. I'm gonna make you tap out, and I will be walking out the Universal Champion. And then Jey Uso had his match with Edge, which was very, very good. Daniel Bryan was on commentary, uh, pretty much noticing little things that they're doing, like Jey Uso was going after Edge's ribs during the whole match. Uh, he pushed his ribs on the steel steps, pushed his ribs on like the edge of the announce table. When he does his little kick thing that he normally does when they, they take his wing and swing it, he ends up insecuring in the head. He did that with he did that to Edge's like side bone. They did like a meet in the middle crossbody, double crossbody thing, where they did the ribs thing. Daniel Bryan mentioned that Edge was going after the shoulders of Jey Uso. He hit him with I think he did like a axe arm or a drop kick or something like that on Jay's shoulder, and that's what he focused on. Edge hits a hurricanrana from the top rope. That was pretty dope. Um, yeah, and then Jey Uso hit he went to go for like a super kick, and then Edge reversed it into like an execution. He got that for it too. Jey Uso hits a super kick on Edge. He hits a top rope splash, but he couldn't get it because his whole body is messed up. He pins him for he pins him for a two. Um, and then towards the end, he goes for he gets up. He goes for like another execute. He goes for like another super kick, but Edge like grabs his shoulder that he was working on, like does a little twisting, slams his arm on the mat, runs the ropes, boom, hits him with a spear. 1, 2, 3. Edge wins. He is the winner. He is the enforcer of the match. And then he stares down Daniel Bryan for a little bit, and then he turns around, boom, speared by Roman Reigns, and he's yelling at Daniel Bryan. He's like, you could. He's like, come in here, come tap me out, come in here and try to tap me out. Daniel Bryan's like, you want me to? Oh, you want me to tap you out, huh? You want me to come tap you out, huh? And then, boom, gets hit by attacked by Jey Uso, tosses him in the ring. Beer. Yeah, that's my new word. Beer. Not a spear. It's a beer. Like it's a not a spine buster. It's a pine buster. The Rock used to say pine buster. Beer. Caught him good with the spear. Never tap me out. Raise his title. Show ends. Uh, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm excited for Fastlane. Honestly, man, Fastlane's looking good out here. You got Edge Roman. Just kidding. You got Daniel Bryan Roman, the Universal Championship winner. goes on to face Edge at WrestleMania. Edge is special guest referee or enforcer, whatever. You got Seth Rollins versus Nakamura. Yes, please. You got the Women's Tag Team Championships. Yes. You got a rematch with Riddle and Ali for the for the U.S. title. Yes. You have Apollo Big E for the Intercontinental title. Yes. Uh, Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre in a false count anywhere or no holds barred whatever match. Yes. All six those six matches. Yes. Yes. Give me all of that. I'll take it all. So yeah. Unfortunately, there's no Oscar. She won't be in it, but her teeth is messed up, so let that live. Yeah, it's shaping up to be. Payback's gonna be lit, low key. I ain't gonna hold you. But that was the end of the show. I give the show. Is it typical for me to give the show a B plus? Do I give the shows B plus too much? Yeah, I give it a B plus, but it was it was B plus, man. It was a lot. It was good stuff, good solid stuff. B plus worthy of a show. Uh, and hopefully I'll talk about NXT and AEW after, maybe later. Um, I'm not gonna go throughout the whole show. I'm probably just gonna mention like the big stuff that happened throughout AEW and NXT for the past 2 weeks, and hopefully that will be my catching up for the show. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.